what's going on? Welcome to a brand new 5 Heart Podcast live on YouTube, Facebook, and of course, X. I'm your host, Greg Mahoshko. Joining me as always, the co-host that has really taken this show under her wing and interior decorated the crap out of it. Is my friend and yours, Minnie Hunt. Hello, Minnie. How are you doing tonight?
You know, that is, in all my years in interior design, I don't think I've ever been introduced quite like that. So thank you.
Well, you've never worked with a psychopath before. So
It's true.
how are you doing tonight?
Greg? Hey, I'm good. And
I'm
you?
rocking and rolling to the greatest of my
Greg.
capabilities with this. Yeah. What?
Do you recognize this? Someone's got to have to fight for Nebraska. All right, so I'm here to fight for Nebraska. Do you know where that came from?
Yes, that was Matt Rule's post-game speech after beating Purdue. Largely because he drew an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the sideline, which was pretty fantastic.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah. Usually I'm not applauding things like that, but I'm glad he did.
I'm glad he did too.
Yeah. So what's going on?
We have, just, living my very best life. Nothing has changed over here in my house at all.
Okay. Like nothing at all? Like you look like you kind of are in front of a video screen.
What? No way. Video? What? Not a video screen. How would I be in front of a video? I don't have a video screen. What is this nonsense about a video screen?
What are you doing?
I was looking for the picture of my office in the current condition that it is in. All right. Can't believe I'm going to do this. But this is the peek behind the curtain that nobody ever wanted, right? Whoa! Why is Greg sitting?
That's very bland. That's very bland.
Yeah, this is better.
Way better.
This brings a certain sense of calm, relaxation, joy, and comfort to our Chatterfields. But I am not. You're right. I'm not over there on the other side of these walls.
I know.
My office area is in a bit of disrepair. This past weekend on Sunday afternoon specifically, I went and got a new desk and a new chair because I think we've seen, the chair that I was sitting in that's not supposed to be able to rock, and it rocked. So it needed upgrades, and the desk was older than me also. So spent a fair bit of money and started putting the desk together yesterday. And and realized that not all the hardware was included with the desk. So I have part of the desk assembled. The desktop is laying on the floor upside down, and in 2 to 3 business days, I'll get all the remaining hardware that I need to be able to put my desk back together. So next week, I'll be back in my locale, new desk, new chair, same mediocre face, and moderate level of entertainment.
Okay, so how do you buy a desk with part of the hardware missing? Usually they just give you extra.
Yeah, so I don't remember the country of origin for the manufacturing of this desk. But you turn the page in the instructions, and like step one has all the pieces and has a little pouch with all of the hardware that you need for step 1, step 2, step 3, etc. So here I am cruising along last night, and I get to step 14. Step 14. So this desk actually has a built-in wireless phone charger, which is pretty wild. I splurged. I treated myself with this desk. But step 14 is the installation and everything of the wireless charger. And the wireless charger, yes, is there. But the other pieces, are not. Honestly, in this long strip of sectionalized, whatever, hardware bits, it goes step 11, step 12, step 13, step 15, step 16, step 17, no step 14. I am missing the hard.
Greg. Greg.
I wonder.
I don't even know what to say. Like,
It is the
I
most
feel like,
likely thing to happen to me of all time.
it's true. I feel like, if you were to write the instructions, there would definitely be a missing step 14.
Thank you. I'm nothing if not incomplete. So, yeah, somewhere in my guidebook to life, I'm missing section 14. So, Highlander Gun says, you create the 14th step. I'm not entirely sure what that means.
I'm sorry, Greg.
Jason says, I got $5 that says one of the kids poops out the step 14 hardware tomorrow. No, it honestly, like, it is a long string all together, and it's like vacuum sealed each piece or whatever. It legit all in this long string of hardware. There's no step 14. So
it's just so weird. Okay.
Highlander's not wrong. Step 14 may in fact be drinking Yingling. So let's follow the instructions. So but I digress.
Step 14.
How's Minnie? That's what the people really want to know.
I'm great. There's a lot of people who think that this is, I'm actually kind of surprised. There's a lot of people who think that this game we're going to lose. Yeah, I know. I can't believe it either. There's a lot of Debbie Downers out there. Do you know that?
Not in our comment section, certainly.
I hope not. I mean,
you read here, Mr. Aaron Keene, aka I believe that character is the Terrifier from the Terrifier franchise of horror movies. Says, I heard Joel Klatt pick Nebraska to win. Anyone else feel like that's the college football version of being on the cover of Madden? I don't know. I feel like Joel Klatt's a little up and down on Nebraska, depending on who our competition is. He had us losing to Colorado, but he also is a Colorado alum, so that does kind of make sense.
It helps.
But Minnie, I don't know if you know this or not. Talking about the Rutgers game is not until the end of the show.
I do know, but I've just noticed a lot of that today and yesterday, and it just really bothers me. There's so many Debbie Downers out there, like really jaded Husker fans that just think there's no way we're going to win.
Do you think that's from 20 years of abuse?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it's from. That's better. Anyways,
like we've been hurt
I'm
before.
here to say
we're in a struggle to trust mode.
Yes. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're gonna, you know what? Think of it like this. Last week, what was our official 5-heart score of the game? Do you remember?
I don't. Can we go find out?
38-10. It was 38-10. And what did it should have been 38-10. That should have been the score if we would have been given the touchdown that we got and scored at least one of those field goals. 38-10. But we won 28-10. So we here at 5-Heart know what's going on.
That we do.
Shaking your head. Why are you just doing okay? All right.
I think the virtual background throws off some of my processing speed or something. No, my computer's processing speed. My processing speed is always thrown off. So Art the Clown from the Terrifier franchise. There you go.
All right. I'll take this comment on.
I was going to star that and hit it later.
No, let's hit it now. Living in Omaha, David
my.
Matney. You know, the thing is that their field goal kicker is also not particularly great. Out of 4 field goals he's kicked, he's only made 2.
Hmm.
Did you know that, Greg?
I did not. I had some other stats ready to go. But again, I'm trying to stick to the format because that's what I've been conditioned to do over the last several months. So
I'm so sorry. Okay. We will. Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Let's start with the most important thing.
volleyball.
No. Oh, shoot. That's the second most important thing.
Oh, my. Okay. What's the most important thing?
It's this.
Oh.
Purdue gave Greg Sharp a tribute, and they said some things are bigger than football. This is the sign that was put in front of the student section, as well as you sent me this. This was sitting in the presser box.
No, just the press box. Probably broadcast booth, if I'm being honest.
Okay, broadcast booth, press box.
And there was another one that you was made the letter more legible, but yeah, basically it echoes exactly what you said, Minnie, is that there are things that are, yes, bigger than a football game, and they're all behind Greg Sharp in his fight against cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love that. That is such class. I just think that is really wonderful. So yeah, Purdue's awesome. Hate that we had to beat them, but somebody had to lose.
if I'm being honest, I do not hate that we beat them.
Well, after this, I do. No other team is going to be doing things like this.
So I'm going to try to, there we go. I actually will disagree. And I think that started a precedent. I think we're going to see a lot of that going on this season.
Maybe. Yeah. I hope so.
So Josh Hansen is here.
All right.
He says, I'm here not as late as last week, so we don't have to recap the entire show for Josh. And Aaron Keene says, what's up, Hansen? If I had BFOTS to my name, do I get a pass to hardly ever be here too? That was good. And Josh appreciated that as well. So, yeah. So no, I think that was pure class, and we see that. I think we see that at all levels. Look at. I'm not going to be able to remember his name because that's how my life is. I don't have a great memory, but the Buffalo Bills player a couple years ago who got just it was really dire, his situation, in that they went straight up from the field to an ambulance to a hospital. You saw a lot of that support around the league. I think these shows all the way down to high school. In one of the I see a lot in my area, but they do like pink out games like for volleyball and basketball where both teams will that have some and it's for a local person who's battling cancer or things like that. So I do think that it's and again, I don't think this is going to be an isolated incident for Greg Sharp going forward. I'm sure to some point he appreciates it, but I also I know he appreciates the care and concern and the prayers, but it's also kind of a every week reminder of the battle he's going through. So I think at some point it'll probably, start to wane. I don't know. I don't want to speak for Greg Sharp. I can only speak for one Greg. This Greg. So.
Well, there's another Greg coming up this week.
Greg Schiano. Why do you keep jumping up to like section 10?
Well, I'm just curious. How does it feel to share your name with so many people?
Truth be told, there was another Greg Mahochko from a town right next to
No
mine.
way.
Yeah,
No
this is
way.
the truth.
That's not
So
possible.
it is. I first found out about him in 4th or 5th grade. My grade school music teacher came back one weekend, or after a weekend, and she had a playbill from the high school, in the town over, and she said, "Hey, there's this Greg. I don't know if he was in the cast or part of the crew or whatever, but there's this." She's like, "Hey, any relation?" I'm like, "No, I don't think so." Fast forward from that about 20 years, you probably got to go back to, I don't know, 2010, 11, something like that. And my mom, who worked in the hospital at the time, she comes out of a meeting and everybody's coming up to her expressing their condolences and sympathies because Greg Mahochko had passed away in their hospital. And
That's
she
horrible.
said, that is tragic, but it's not my son. He I don't know if he was a lineman or something, but he was involved in a work incident. I don't know if he was electrocuted. I don't know all the details. I hate to even speculate.
This is horrible. Poor Greg Mahochko. Sounds like
Yeah.
he has your luck. Jeez.
Wow. I'd say maybe he had a little worse luck. But it is weird because I'll drive around, town, and sometimes I'll see one of those ribbons to say Greg Mahochko, like, year he was born to the year that he passed, or date of his birth, the date of his passing. So I was like, I kind of want to, catch up to him and show him my ID. I'm like, I'll be your new friend, so I don't know. So anyway, yeah, that's
That is
plus
the
there's
weirdest Greg I've ever heard.
Greg Kinnear. That's another Greg.
There's Greg
Greg
Shiano.
Shiano.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
He's a Greg.
There are a lot of Gregs out there.
The first Greg I ever knew was the Greg from Brady Bunch.
Greg Brady, not his real name, by the way.
All right. Should we move on to Purdue?
I have been trying to get you on task this whole time.
Yeah, with your story about the other Greg Mahochko and the missing step 14.
No, because you keep trying to jump ahead to Rutgers. I'm like, well, let's hold on. But before we talk about Purdue, let's talk about the most recent news, and that is Nebraska volleyball with a sweep tonight over Illinois, to win in a row, and their third Big Ten conference win. Let's see, I'm looking for the scores here. 25-18, 25-22, and 25-17. So I don't know much more of anything else. If you want to read about it, I recommend going to cornnation.com, or Miley Ketterson wrote up the recap tonight, so check that out. But in their first of 2 meetings this season, Nebraska volleyball takes care of Illinois, and that just makes me happy.
I'm sorry to change the subject because I love volleyball. I love those girls, and I think they're freaking awesome. They deserve their own show on Coronation. In fact, that's how awesome they are. But what is this Greg the Hammer Valentine? You got it from 2 people.
Greg the Hammer Valentine is a classic 1980s and early 90s professional wrestler.
Oh.
Hold on, I'll
definitely not you.
No, you're gonna need. You're gonna need
later.
it. No.
Are you Gregling?
We're gonna do. I am absolutely. I just want you to know, this guy does not have my body. All right.
I hope not. Jeez. If he's a wrestler,
I don't even know what you mean by that.
I would think he would be very, like, muscular.
Okay, no. Let's hedge your expectations, because he was a wrestler in the 80s, where it's just a little bit different than it is now. He, a little less little less buff and a little more rough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So are you not connected directly
Like
to the internet?
so when you think, I am.
You are? You have the Ethernet
I have to
connected
find
your
a good
computer?
picture though. Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm Wi-Fi'd.
Okay. That's why you're
Is that
kind of
why?
you've
Are
yep,
you mad
third
at me?
time. Yeah. I think actually the chat is going to be
I'm
mad at
such a
you
horrible
for
human being.
the first time ever. And TSD reminds everyone to like, please. He calls everyone ladies though. Okay, that he has the best haircut. Could you imagine that haircut on you, Greg?
I could not.
I could.
No, not at all.
That is
I'm not mullet
awesome.
friendly.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
This here, no. This is
Mullets
long.
are
I need
coming
a
back.
haircut. I need a
Oh,
haircut, Minnie.
jeez. Let it grow. Come on.
Are you
Little.
are you gonna sing it? Are you gonna sing it? Let it grow, let it grow.
No.
No, fine.
I don't have the pipes for that. That was
Josh says all 80s wrestlers had mullets. It was required.
And bleach blonde hair and spray tans.
Yeah, pretty well. There we go. All right. Well, let's jump into this show, shall we?
Yes.
Nebraska and Purdue this past Saturday, their first road game, their first morning kickoff, and it kind of showed because it took them a little while to wake up. It was 0-0 at halftime. I actually looked. The commentators, that crack Peacock Network commentating crew, were kind enough to say that Purdue hadn't been in a 0-0 game at halftime since 1993 against Notre Dame. But nobody fact-checked the last time, if any time, that Nebraska had ever been tied, scoreless at halftime with, 0-0. I looked. I couldn't find anything. No search that I could find took me anywhere further than back than the Purdue game. So, honest to gosh, I have no idea if Nebraska has ever been held. I mean, or if a Nebraska football game has ever been 0-0 at halftime prior to Purdue. But that was a bad half of football across the board.
Well, we've never played two teams at the same time in a football game up until now. We played Purdue and we played the refs.
Oh, we're not doing
we should have. Yeah, no. The only reason why I'm saying that is because we should have had that touchdown. That's the only reason why I'm saying that, because that's a skewed number.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to blame the refs in this game.
What? There was no penalty. How can you not?
Oh, are you talking about the? You're talking about the offensive pass interference?
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll let the league figure it out. But I mean, at the end of the day, Nebraska won. So you mean it?
Yeah.
Was it a factor? Would it have shifted? Would it have built some momentum earlier? Maybe. Would it have Purdue playing on their heels a little bit more? Maybe. Would we have had a field goal blocked after that? No. But at the end of the day, Nebraska won. They won handily through what we had been hoping to see for the last 5 games. Four games, and that's a team come out and play fired up in the second half. I will take the 0-0 going into the locker room to get a second half performance like we got last Saturday.
Yeah, me too.
Because it was needed.
I agree. Everything always works out for Nebraska in the long run if you look back.
Wait a minute.
So what?
May I jump in here real quick and with apologies to Melissa? Keep that, because Gargamel says in Missouri 1981. Maybe Nebraska, Missouri were scoreless at the halftime back in 1981. So Gargamel, thank you very much. I tried asking Haas on Sunday night, and he didn't have any answer, so I figured it had to predate him. So thank you, Gargamel. And stay away from Smurf Village, sir.
Okay. Gargamel.
From the Smurfs? Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
That's
I had to take my daughter to her orthodontist appointment today, and they were showing on the TV. You know, it's really wonderful. When I had braces, they didn't do any of this stuff. And my orthodontist was horrible and old school. Like, he's like, you're not wearing your headgear every night, are you? You know, he would just like love to torture me and tighten those brackets. My daughter's laying there. She gets like a TV. She's watching a movie, and it's the Gargamel and like spooky something or other Smurfs Halloween show. It was cute. It was really cute, and I'm like, oh, I need to watch that with the girls later. That was really cute.
James Borman says in that 81 game against Missouri was 0-0 at the half. Nebraska won 6-0 with a Phil Bates goal line dive in the fourth quarter. So.
Oh. We have walking encyclopedias here.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that at this point they're sitting down encyclopedias.
Okay. Aaron Keene, back off, dude. I was sharing a very heartfelt moment. Something that maybe you need to learn a little about, okay?
About the orthodontist?
Well, just watching Halloween movies with your children. That's all.
Okay. Carl's giving me gift advice to you. You want a referee punching bag for Christmas.
I agree. Yes. That would be great.
Noted. I'll start looking for that. Maybe I'll just get a regular punching bag and a referee shirt. Yes, we're gonna go in as a group. It's not. I'll be honest with you. It's not going to be the punching bag itself. It'd be shipping a full size heavy bag. So
yeah,
you could
just do a blow. You could even just do a blow up doll and send clothes. Referee clothes, and I will just. I didn't mean it like that.
Fred, please, Fred. No, let's not.
I didn't mean it like that. Not at all.
I'm not going to read all these, but I just want you to read them. I want people to see them. So there's TSD. Yeah, thank you. PTSD. Melissa's laughing.
Okay.
Other people are also watching out for Fred because of that layup. Carl is getting in on the fun. Fred is Fred. Highlander.
Okay.
I'm not going to read that one. Good times. Good times.
You know what I meant. I was trying to make it easy on you. I don't need a
Husker Chuck picked a fine time to drop in. Yep.
Okay,
timing is everything.
Seriously, I'm sorry for anyone who's just dropping in. That's not what I meant.
See, they think they're coming in for Husker talk, and then they hear something like that, and like, I got to stick around and feel what's going on with this show. Yeah, exactly. Melissa's like, this show goes everywhere.
True.
It's gonna be a good night.
Okay. Well, Matt Rule said our defense was good throughout. And that was a game that we had to fight for. He thinks that, the Illinois game is if we didn't lose that one, we would have lost one along the way. But it was good that it happened there because it taught us a lesson, taught us how to fight, and they dug down deep. So he even said, we haven't played well in the second half of games on defense or offense, but the team as a whole proved that statement false.
And I
Even special teams.
completely, yeah, we'll talk about it. I really agree with his comment about needing to lose the Illinois game. And I would much rather lose the Illinois game than lose to Wisconsin or Iowa in the last couple of weeks of the season.
Mhm.
I just, again, as an Illinois resident who works with people who may or may not actually care about Illinois football, but if Illinois beats Nebraska, they sure like to razz me about it on Monday. I don't want to lose to Illinois, but in the grand scheme of things, I want to get that lesson out of the way early rather than, whatever may happen here in the next few weeks, whatever may happen in Columbus or LA. I want these guys to feel that sting of loss early and be like, oh, that was a feeling. I really don't want to go through that again. So,
yeah, same. I agree. And for anybody who has missed it, Coronation has a wonderful show called The Overreaction with Haas and Greg and
Jake.
okay,
Jake.
And are you guys going to try and do those live?
I have no idea. No idea.
I really think, and I think most people would agree, live is the best. If you can do it.
I will agree. We'll have to see. So thank you, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart and all other podcasts here on the Great Coronation YouTube channel. Well, I appreciate that endorsement, Minnie. That does mean a lot. And I will talk to the guys on my staff, on the crew, and we will.
Your staff. You just have a staff everywhere you go. How is that?
I have trying to figure out how to say this without firing up the comments again. I'm a very important person. And because of that, I just need a lot of help everywhere I go. So I have the crew here for Five Heart. I have the Overreaction. I have work crew. I have two administrative assistants at work. So I'm a very big deal. Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, and you're a great administrative assistant / co-host because you do all the behind the scenes stuff. So
how dare you call me an administrative assistant? What am I? I'm a co-host and I'm an executive producer.
Oh, let's pump the brakes. I don't know about that.
Yes, this is my. Yep, that's what my title is.
Fred says, people know Greg. He drives a Dodge Stratus and manages 12 people. I drive a Chrysler minivan for my 3 boys.
And he's missing step 14.
I'm missing step 14. I thought we were going to talk about that anymore. All right, so I don't know how much I was pleased. I think you said last week that we had to look out for Devin Mockabee, and we held him to 50 yards. I was really pleased with the defensive performance. The defense bench, I know that they wanted to keep Purdue out of the end zone in the fourth quarter. It didn't quite happen. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sweat the fact that they gave up a late touchdown. The game was already out of control. We had a pick 6. Thank you, Mr. John Bullock. I felt like the defense really came alive after halftime, which is what we need. I stressed this Sunday night. I said, we played 4 quarters of bad football in a row. The end of Illinois, I'm again discounting the overtime but the end of Illinois and the beginning of Purdue. And then we played 2 quarters of really good football. I believe it was 7-3 after the end of the third quarter, and again, the final score being 28-10. So we outscored them 21-7 in the fourth quarter, and that's a Matt Rule thing. He's like, win the fourth quarter, and we did that. So I'm excited that.
Actually, Greg, I think it was we had 7, they had 10 because they didn't score at all in the fourth quarter.
Yes, they did.
It was a shutout. Are you positive?
No, it wasn't. Minnie, I can't believe that I have to fact check
Husker
you.
Chuck
I thought
says
we were
no,
beyond this.
Minnie. Please fact check me. Guys, the games get kind of like mixed together. So if anyone, Melissa says no. So I'm
scoreless at halftime.
Okay. Yes, 0-0.
We led 7-3 at the end of the third quarter, and the last, let's see here. Let's go. Fourth quarter.
I remember. Never mind. I wrote it down.
Left.
No. I wrote it down. 128. Yep. 129. See, look. 129. I did write it down.
I like how you write it down and you still don't believe me.
I write it down. It's in my notes, and I'm like, did that really happen? In my memory, we're like holding everybody to a scoreless game. Greg, what?
I'm just so disappointed that you don't believe me.
I did. No, I did.
I just can't. No. You had to. I had to look it up. You had to have everybody else tell you that you were wrong. You just couldn't. You couldn't. I'm trying over here.
Let's
I'm
be honest.
trying to do my thing. Stand on business.
Between the two of us, if we agree on something as fact, chances are it's like 50-50.
Fair.
We have to consult the chat. Always.
All right. Well, let's jump forward because obviously special teams has been a big, I don't know if you want to call it a question mark. It's been a big letdown this year with the exception of Brian Buschini. He has really kicked the ball very well, but place kicking, field goal attempts, they've been bowling shoe ugly. However, there's light at the end of the tunnel because in our Thursday press conference from Matt Rule, the 11, 12-minute conversation that he had with reporters, he said that field goals are looking great in practice. We just have to see what they look like in the games. Minnie?
He said, he quoted the Bible today, you guys.
Psalm 23.
They haven't, it's not that they haven't quoted the Bible before because they constantly refer to iron sharpens iron. But today, just off the cuff, Rule goes, sometimes you walk through the valley of the shadow of death. And I was like, oh my gosh, good for him. But what he was saying is, sometimes you have to go through this. That feeling when you walk into the locker room and you're like embarrassed because of, what you did in the last game, but you have to do it.
I thought you were going to talk about something else about walking in the locker room and being embarrassed.
I mean,
wouldn't know anything about that.
What would I be talking about?
I don't know. I've never been embarrassed walking in the locker room.
Are you sure?
Need to go get some more beer, everybody.
I don't even know what you're saying, but that's okay.
Fine. It's probably for the best.
He says that becoming a player with potential and turning into a player who is potent. Do you like that? Play on words?
It was good.
Yeah.
I also think that it's funny that in just a few short months' time, we have gone from making up Blue Chew commercials to talking about Bible quotes, and I'm not really sure what I feel about that. I'm gonna have to get back to my raunchy ways and right the scales a little bit because this feels weird.
I like it.
So no, look, Psalm 23 is a great one. It's my favorite probably, and hey, if you're having a bad day, crack that open and let's move on because we don't want to lose viewers / listeners. So, no, and I will country music eyes what Matt Rule is saying. Let me see if I can get the musician right.
Do you read what Fred Sacco said?
No. Okay, Rodney Atkins. No, Fred, a player who is impotent, probably uses Blue Chew. I think you're getting them mixed up there, buddy. Rodney Atkins has a song, "If you're going through hell, keep on going. Don't slow down. If you're scared, don't show it. You might get out before the devil even knows you're there."
Oh,
That's
yeah.
kind of what it is. If you're having a rough go, you got to keep your head down. Got to stay the course. Don't worry about outside distractions, outside situations. Just stay focused. Keep on going through hell.
So David Matney says, so our special teams plays depended on prayer?
I mean, at this point, could it hurt? I don't think it could hurt.
He says that the guys are hitting them in practice. Excuse me. And that they just need to see what it looks like in games. It was bad snaps every time he missed. So he says even Camden, Watucky, the long snapper, is going through this hard time.
Yeah. And Buschini was in there last year.
Through the valley of shadow death. Yep, Buschini was there last year. So he can kind of help guide these guys through it.
So let's see. I'm not going to sing "Devil Went Down to Georgia" right now. Maybe later. We'll see. The night's still young, and eventually I'm going to have to apparently plug my laptop in because again, I'm all out of sorts. I'm not in my usual spot, so I don't have my prediction sheet. I'm going to have to go back and get that here in a minute or two when I get more beer.
Okay, Melissa, excuse me. I never talked up the long snapper. This was not on me, Melissa. Here's the deal.
No, she's going to blame me for this one.
Greg?
Hmm?
Probably is your fault. I'm sure it is. But no, I never talked up the long snapper. I was concerned from the beginning. We were all concerned. Don't you remember? We started talking about this when Marco Ortiz graduated.
I was not concerned, and let me tell you why. Because I never knew the name of our long snapper. I didn't know he had a name. I just thought it was like an NPC in a video game, a non-playable character. Now, I have come to learn not only Marco Ortiz's name, but apparently how much I miss him. And it's all my fault. All of our long snapper woes can be traced directly. It is a direct line from my general apathy to the performance on the field. So I will fall on that sword.
It's step 14. The long snapper's missing. It's Greg's fault.
That's right. The team came complete without step 14, and that happens to be the long snapper. So
everyone's like, well, who needs step 14? And we're over here at Five Heart going, guys, we can't complete this project without step 14. The long snapper. There you go.
All my fault. MK, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to take the blame. And it's This guy, the only guy in the room with 2 thumbs. Minnie, would you mind handling the housekeeping duties while I get more beer and my prediction sheet?
I kind of would because I've never done it before. And I
Okay.
have tried.
Okay, in
I
that
will.
case, I'll stay
I
here.
will.
No.
I'll try.
All right, everybody, if
I
she's
don't even
great,
know what
let
you
her
said.
know.
I'm gonna freeze. Okay.
All right,
Please
I'll do
just
it.
do it, Greg.
Okay. Hey, this is a great opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to remind you, especially if you are joining us on YouTube, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Not only will you be notified of every new 5 Heart podcast, but the Coronation Overreaction, which is or isn't live, depending on the week and the situation. But Monday Night Therapy is live with John Dam Johnston, as well as Husker Happy Hour on Tuesdays with Andy Ketterson. And not only that, but you if you hit that notification bell, then whenever John drops his instant reaction, you will be among the first to know about it. Then you can go in there and you can hopefully celebrate with him, or you can cry in his bathroom as well. So make sure that you are doing all of that right here on YouTube. And hey, if you're over on Facebook, just hit the like button as well. X, to be honest with you, on X, I don't know what to tell you to do. Join us on YouTube so that you can be a part of the conversation and join this wacky group of hooligans that we have come to know and love over the last year or so. So that is that. Also, make sure that if you haven't already, you check out John's book, Been Dead, Never Been to Europe. And again, someday we'll just have all 3 of them up here. Minnie, are you trying to make sure that you're seen?
No.
You're like, I got to be in the picture. I'm the star of the show.
Yes.
Don't block me. Been Dead, Never Been to Europe. It's one of 3 books that he has. Eventually, we'll get graphics for all of them, maybe next week. Minnie, I've got a job for you for the next week.
Okay, John wrote a book. Hit like, people. And
yeah, he wrote 3 books.
If anyone got... Okay, did you guys get to see the compilation video of Monday Night Therapy because it was the 100th episode?
I watched it. I liked it.
Well, as Todd put in that video, he said it so well. John, you are a t-shirt selling king. And Todd or John's like, I need to sell more because I just bought an air conditioner and I have to go see the neurologist.
Yeah.
So it was funny.
So, yes, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart podcast, it is available on the YouTube channel. So just make sure that you head over there. It's about 9 minutes long. I'm not really involved from the inner workings side of Monday Night Therapy, despite the fact having hosted it a time or 2 in John's absence. But it did try to be shown Monday night during the show, but it's a massive file. It wouldn't upload, and Minnie was just trying to play it and share her screen, and you can't do that with the audio. So we made sure that we uploaded it for all of your entertainment. And yeah, so check it out. It's again on the Coronation YouTube channel. Minnie, have I successfully and officially handled all of the housekeeping aspects?
Well, Greg, I especially liked it when you said a couple months ago, if you're leaning towards liking or subscribing, you remember that? You're just gonna help nudge people to like or subscribe.
Come on. Vince Watson said, well done on the compilation, Minnie. I know you put a lot of time into that. So
yes, I did.
So it was really great. It was great to
more.
see. Yeah, now that we know how.
Yes, we're learning. We're just learning. Thank you for coming along this learning adventure with me.
By the way, I believe I'm double checking here because I think we talked about this last week as far as what episode number of the 5 Heart podcast this was. Do you remember where we were in that conversation?
$3.98, you said.
Yeah.
So this is $3.99.
We're only a couple. I believe that is
Okay.
an accurate statement.
Am I the only one that is like getting some internet problems with Greg's feed? I wonder. So we're at $3.99.
Yep.
Okay. I am the only one.
You don't have to throw a
Okay.
party. So
Why?
can I? Cuz you already do so much for the show.
Okay. Somebody said no, he's freezing.
All right, hold on. I'll be back. I got to get more beer anyway.
Okay, bye, Greg. Greg is choppy. Good. All right, fix that, Greg. Do what you need to do. I can handle it from here, right? Okay. So, but this is what Greg really wanted to talk about. Guys, for the first time today, I'm proud to announce that we had our first pre-show meeting where we got together and we talked about the things that we were going to talk about. And believe it or not, we've never done this before. So it was really actually good. And Greg contributed, I contributed, and hopefully the show is better. Tell me if you guys like this banner that we put together down here, because I'm so proud of it. I actually did it. But Greg had input too. Okay, so I'm going to skip what Greg wants to talk about and talk about the injury update. Matt Rule said that Stefan Thompson will be able to play on Saturday, and he thinks that Tommy Hill will be able to play, possibly. You know, those injuries, I don't know if anyone has ever had an injury like that, you know, where your foot basically is like, it has torn ligaments in it. But that's really painful. It's even hard to walk. So I'm just hoping that he's ready. But you know, we have that Ceyair Wright now, and he's fun to watch. So, and then Turner Corcoran originally thought that he was going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. It's unsure whether or not he's even going to be able to come. I have orange. What? What are you guys talking about? The orange? Wait, I'm lost. The orange emphasizes the veins in your forehead. Do I have orange to match Greg's shirt? I don't get it. Guys, let me in. Orange to match Greg's shirt? Is this like not, oh, the banner is orange? You think? I just didn't want it to be so bright red. All right, give me some pointers here, guys. What should it look like? Because I don't want it to be so overwhelming that it's like in your face. Like, should it be? I mean, I even thought about throwing blue in there, but scarlet and cream. Scarlet and cream, I don't know if that would work. Because I don't want it to take away from everything else. Greg, switch us. Yeah. All right. Some people like the banner. Some people think it's orange.
I don't think it's
and
orange.
That it makes the veins in my forehead pop out.
Nobody said that.
Okay. I think blue would be great. Maybe some green. I'm going to try that. Thank you, Vag Poop.
I don't think that's what that's supposed to be.
What?
I don't think that's the G pronunciation. Poor beer is
Oh
great.
my.
All right.
Glad to have
There
you
we go.
back. Hey, your shirt does look really red. He has good lighting.
By the way, speaking of housekeeping, make sure you get your sweet, sweet merch just like this RTFB shirt at copycorn.com.
Yeah.
And according to Minnie, now they have women's clothing options available.
We do. We have one shirt, and I was going to order it, but I don't want to because if I order it, then I'll wear it on this show, and guess what color it is?
It's red.
Leather red.
It's red like my Herbie Husker shirt.
Yeah. That's a problem. That is a problem. I cannot wear that shirt.
Sorry. All right, so here, what do we say here? Oh, Brasco Rascal says, Greg, tell Minnie to leave the banner as is. So.
Okay. Thank you.
And TSD says, leave it as is and paste Dylan's face on there.
Okay.
I honestly think what she'd really like it is if I just wore like a Dylan mask.
Oh my gosh. Can you wait just a second? I just remembered
That took
something.
a very long time for her to react to what I said there. Okay. So
you can go through the Tennessee this here.
Okay.
Let me do it real quick. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we're just throwing pictures up there. Yes. So, hey, great to see everybody. I'm Greg. I'm your cool host, or at least your host. I don't know. No. Tell us what to do in your absence. Yeah. Apparently, what I'm supposed to do is talk about the next topic. And we hadn't talked about this on this show before. Maybe they addressed it on Monday Night Therapy with John Dam Johnston, but it was announced last week that starting in 2025, the University of Tennessee is going to be adding a 10% talent fee to all of their football tickets starting in 2025. Fred says talent fee thing is bullshit. A lot of Tennessee fans are not happy, but I do have a question for you, because it was in a pre-production meeting earlier today is how this got brought up, and I said, throw this in the show. But Diamond Dave was saying to me, like, hey, maybe Nebraska should add $20 to the price of a ticket and have it go to the NIL, which is what the 10% talent fee is going. It's going to fund Tennessee's NIL initiative. And I got to thinking, I said, you know what? We have been paying a lot of money for a lot of years to watch subpar football. And I guess my question for you all, especially you, those of you who maybe if you attend a lot of games, again, I don't. Blessed to have gone to the one this year. I will go back every time I read if you remember a couple weeks back, the most wholesome moment in Five-Heart history, that bedtime story that I read it to my twins, and they said, can we go? We go to Nebraska. I said, yeah, boys, we'll go. We'll go do it all. We'll go to the Children's Museum and the Aerospace Museum and Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium and a Husker game when you're older. So but I think we've been paying a lot of money to watch bad football. If you knew that another $20 or 25, 30, whatever metric that would be going directly to the perhaps acquisition of on-field talent, would that make it worth it to you? Fred says, we paid a lot of money for a lot of years to see shitty football. $60 to see Nebraska versus Maine. Come on now. I have to sneeze. Excuse me.
All right.
Melissa says we are going to need money to pay all of those 4 and 5 star players that we're getting. Oh, God. Diamond Dave right here says, what's another $20 if we win? It already costs a ton. And And Husker Chuck says, are you suggesting UNLO's fans a refund for lousy football?
That's funny.
Yes,
we are suggesting that.
No, because that's tough because nobody's forcing you to go. At the end of the day, we as Husker fans are choosing to fill up Memorial Stadium now for 400 consecutive games. Nobody's twisting our arm. If a family of four, I don't know what a family of four pays. Let's just say it's $1,000. I don't know. Let's say it's $1,000 for 4 tickets.
Oh, do you want to know? I will tell you.
Okay.
More like over 1,000.
Well, I was
a family of 5.
Well, I said a family of 4, yep. So
Okay, guys. So, Dylan Raiola, every time he gets up
you got to take that off.
To a press conference. No.
No, you got to take that off. First of all, I think it's upside down.
No, it's not.
What's this lettering over here?
Junk. It says junk.
And that's not upside down? Because it looks upside down.
No.
You mean to tell me that the logo is not supposed to be down here?
Down where?
No, I think you have it on upside down. The N is going to be the N no matter what.
It says junk. That goes up.
Okay.
Oh, I do have it on upside down. Greg!
I just wanted to say, I'm trying to help you out here, partner.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Okay, this right here, Dylan Raiola, he wears these every time he gets up for a press conference. And so I was researching it. I'm like, gosh, I want one of those. So I ordered it. Craig, you have one coming in the mail.
Oh,
so you and I can match.
Oh God. What did that cost?
They're not expensive, but they're sweatbands. And this is what Dylan Raiola wears.
Do you
every
think
time.
Do I look like I sweat a ton?
Well, I don't need it as a sweatband either.
No, you need it to hold your hair.
Wearing from now.
I also don't have hair.
If I were to wear this, I'd probably wear my hair in a ponytail and then, but yeah, they're cool. I don't know if he thinks he's like a ninja or what. Kind of has the Karate Kid look to it. But I thought, yeah, that is kind of cool. He's bringing it back. Why not?
TSD says that looks official, meaning where the hell did you get that?
I got it from a website called junk.com. They make them for all the teams.
You just spent your money on junk though. See what I did there?
When in Rome. Yeah.
Wow. Husker Chuck says they got us addicted to good football, then took it away. Terrible withdrawal symptoms.
That's true.
Highlander Gun says have Nebraska legalize weed and use that money for. And so here's the thing. I don't know what it is in other states, but as a tax-paying citizen in the state of Illinois, the lottery money was supposed to be used for public school education system.
Oh.
The video gaming was supposed to be used for the public school education system. And then the legalization of marijuana was supposed to be used to fund the public education system. We got a lot of public schools that are broke. So where's the money going?
Because they'd only give a small percentage. Guys, I'm not saying this just because he's here. I mean it. I watch religiously David Matney's videos. Living in Omaha, David Matney. The 5 Heart official realtor. I know. I got it. It was upside down.
The official
But
realtor
yes,
of the Five Heart Podcast. Yes, continue.
yeah. He actually posted a video yesterday talking about I think it was yesterday, the pros and cons of moving to Omaha. And quite honestly, after the first con, I was like, I'm never moving to Omaha. He talked me out of it. But after that, he also talks about like the property taxes. They are so dang high. So I can understand why Nebraskans don't necessarily want to pay an NIL tax. But think of it like this. We will be going in, like people from Arizona and Texas and, all over the place, Illinois, and we will be spending that money for the most
Californians
part.
for Nebraska.
Maybe like in Las Vegas, if you are a resident in Las Vegas, you get like a resident, like they don't charge you a tax for the hotel rooms. Maybe that's what the Huskers should do. If you're a resident in Nebraska, you don't pay whatever tax
Interesting.
to watch a game. Just a thought.
We will see. Because, yeah, you're right. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're all taxed to death, but that's all right. That's a conversation for another day. Pit Snipe Husker says, many thought that'll cover up my veins and wig line.
Oh, yeah. And he put it out there that I'm wearing a wig. He's been saying that. Guys, I could pull out hair. It's not going anywhere.
Look, if Minnie's wearing a wig, I'm wearing a wig, okay?
You might be.
Let's see. That's a great airplane reference, Husker Chuck. I sweat like Ted Striker. I need one to keep the bangs out of my eyes. I'm not itching to take my shirt off. Nope. Yeah. It's all a hoax. Wait, hold up. Fred says, "Oh shit, Matney, she's stalking you. Take your family and run."
It's true. They're the best videos. I love them.
All right. So let us move forward. We talked about Tennessee. There's not really a whole lot more to go there. Minnie, will you bring us the hospital update for this week? Sorry, the injury update.
I already did that.
Oh, okay.
I did that while you were gone.
Okay. Well, hey, not only did I get more beer, which was priority, I plugged in my laptop. I got I got all the score predictions that were keeping the running total up, and I got a 50, 100-foot, whatever, Ethernet cable and plugged in my laptop. So hopefully
yeah.
everything stops. So
Nice. So now can we talk about Rutgers?
yeah, I mean, unless you want to talk about chasing 3, unless you've done that too.
Oh, shoot. I forgot. No. Let's talk about chasing 3 because that was excellent. Excellent. Did you watch it?
I agree. I did. I was trying to look for the Step 14 hardware. So, yeah.
So, I was really concerned after we didn't get one the week that we lost to Illinois. But they gave us a little bit of a peek into what happened that week. And I respect that they didn't put out a chasing 3 that week because we didn't deserve it, even as a fan base. But we got to see a little bit of Illinois and, it really looked like we were going to win that game. Hi, what'd you do?
I was trying to fix it to where people get, let's see. Highlander Gun is having fan and boob light withdrawals.
Yeah, me too.
I did when I set up the background, I used the picture. Hold on. I've got it here. Keep talking. We're good. Keep
Well,
going.
you know, when you interrupt me, I forget where I am.
No, I can't believe that would ever happen.
Do you even listen when I'm talking?
Yes, all the time.
Okay. So we were talking about
It was
chasing three.
it was a great chasing
Illinois
three
lost.
episode. Yes.
And you know, the theme was over and over again that we had to go through that. Then they also talked about Jacorey Wright, which, oh my gosh, I think I love him even more. It's his last year here. And you know, he's from Arizona.
I did not know that actually.
Yeah, he is. He is. So his medical problem, they talked about that. How he had
Blood clots in his leg, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And they sent him down to Florida to work with people that like work with the astronauts there in NASA. So they got him back on schedule to be able to play again. And he played a little bit last game, and he'll be playing again this game. So that was a great story to hear.
It really was. And I know he was chomping at the bit. You know, they were showing some of the, practice, I think, leading up to Purdue. And the coach was like, no. He's like, come on, let me. He wants to get out there. He's ready. Be really happy for him to, if he can get back up to full speed. That being said, I'm also liking the way that the linebackers are playing right now. And we talked about John Bullock earlier. Isaac Gifford's more of a flex player. But MJ Sherman had a nice game against Purdue. I don't have a ton of complaints with the defense at large. I think they got a little tired in the Illinois game, and down the stretch they started fading. Overtime was just brutal for them. I still contend. I think we should have started on offense in the overtime sessions, but that's just me.
Well, Greg, why don't you come and join the football coaching at Nebraska if you think you know better? I don't think the defense was tired, and I think that, we played it pretty good. Who knew that we weren't going to make a field goal? That's just kind of a given.
Oh, look, in overtime against Illinois, the defense was trash. In 2 plays, they scored, and they made it look exceptionally easy.
They did.
So that's what I'm going.
Right.
Like I said, I would have started on offense, let our offense set the tone. Instead, what we had is we looked bad on defense and we looked worse on offense because we were playing on our heels and we were trying to fabricate some success. I think we have whenever we've had the choice, we have taken the ball. We go the entire season. If we won the coin toss, or I guess even maybe if we lost, but if we had possession the first time, and the Illinois game was the exception because that's when it first. But we scored on our first possessions against UTEP, Colorado, and Northern Iowa. I think there's a parallel universe where we won that coin toss on that Friday night against Illinois. I don't want to relitigate it. That was 2 weeks ago now, but we won that coin toss, and I think if we start on offense and establish what we need, then you make Illinois chase and you make them have to, try to force something.
Okay.
But,
I agree. I agree with the perhaps and the maybes and that, but we should have made that field goal.
Sure.
And then we wouldn't have been in overtime.
Sure.
Because that was ridiculous.
But we don't have a kicker. We don't have a long snapper. We have a terrible hold on that kick.
Well, that's always been a given. It's crazy.
It's not always been a given. There was a time that Nebraska was known as Kicker U.
Really?
It's just Alex Henry, even Brett Maher was fairly consistent. Now he's, I guess, some type of consultant or something with the football team. But we were money from 55 yards and in, I would say, as place kickers. So it's just been the last, again, 10 years or so that our kicking's kind of been the drizzling shits. So Chris Brown, Drew Brown, obviously Drew was a little before that, but or no, Chris was the older one. Yeah. So
Okay.
All right. Well, moving on now to Rutgers.
I think you and I are going to be disagreeing about that game for many years to come. So we'll just leave it at that for now.
Okay. All right. One of us is right and the other one is me.
Yep. No.
You said yes first.
You cheater. Okay.
Interesting from Carl. And I'll read this one because I don't want to say he's not, I don't feel attacked, but he's directing to me. Greg, I completely disagree with you. It didn't matter whether we started with the ball or not. The elephant in the room is that Rule was completely outcoached against Illinois.
Wow. Damn. I mean,
are you going to go out there and argue with Carl? I don't think you're going to argue with Carl.
The only thing I'm going to say to Carl, thank you for your comment, Carl. I appreciate that you called Greg out, especially. But
Shit.
The thing is that Bret Bielema knew the 3-3-5. He knew what holes we had, the weaknesses in that kind of defense, and he knew how to exploit them. I mean, yes, you are right in a way, but that's kind of hard to go against somebody who knows what your defense is looking like and what kind of holes there might be.
Let's take a look at these two comments because they are directly related to this conversation. Success in life with Mike. Mike, are you a motivational speaker by chance?
Ooh, I like that.
I don't think Rule has been outcoached. I think that Bielema has a more established team that knows how to win the close games. And pit snipe Husker might have you change that to pinstripe. It just rolls off the tongue a little easier, or just put it back to the way it was, Jason. You're driving me nuts with that shit.
Please.
Rule did take his lumps against Burt, no denying it. He's learning to win at the top level too. So.
Okay.
And then Jason says that's called outcoached. And yes. David Matney says, isn't that the definition of being outcoached? Did you kind of did you paint yourself into that particular corner, Miss Interior Decorator?
I did. And you guys are right. Can we move on? Okay.
Have you ever in real life, in your real world, ever physically painted yourself into a corner?
I don't think so. I don't like to paint, but no.
Yeah. All right. Well, it is an hour and 19 minutes into the show. We should probably now talk about the topic that Minnie has been so eager to talk about that she's tried talking about it for the last hour and 15 minutes, and that is the Rutgers game.
Yeah. Hey, before we get to the Rutgers game, Greg, just for fun.
You've been chomping at the bit all night long and be like, Rutgers, Greg, she on a Rutgers. And now we're here and you're like, hold on. Let's put a pin in Rutgers. Let's talk about anything else but Rutgers. Let's talk about the benefits of wallpaper. I don't know where you go with this. Continue.
Okay. I'm just going to have you do this. Are you ready? Are you ready? This comes...
Fred says Minnie's look of disdain looks like John looking at Greg pretty much forever. The torch has indeed been passed.
Only I don't sit here and call him names. I do it.
No.
I do it on the
Yeah, you do it in a version of shaming. So
Maybe that's going to be my next compilation video. John calling you names. I think that would be really good. That
7
would be
minutes of me
great.
being a shit ass.
For our 400th episode party that we're going to have next week.
All right. What do you got?
Okay. So, are you ready? You might need to take a drink.
Do I?
This
Do I have a choice?
This comes to us by way of Joe Lalakis, and he does a wonderful job with his images. He's like our go-to guru. I love him for that. Greg is going to do this in a Jersey accent. You ready?
I don't have a Jersey accent.
Yeah, no, you do. Ready? You're gonna read it. Read it in a Jersey accent.
Jersey. All right, let me stretch. Take a drink. Gotta prepare. Take that, Shiano. Undefeated no more. How's that for Nebraska Knights? How dare you, State University of New Jersey, using our color in your name? It's scarlet and cream, not scarlet letters. Oops, Scarlet Knights. Now be gone, you turnpike vagabonds.
I didn't see any hand gestures.
No, I was leaning in. I was leaning in on like the diner table, you know, trying to be close and be menacing, you know. What they don't see is I got
forget about it. That's like you gotta use your forget about it.
MK just says make it stop.
Okay. I thought that was really good. Huskers win 31-21.
You know what you haven't asked me to do
That's
yet?
the best part. What
was that on there? I didn't even see that part.
Yeah. That's the score.
Where is that part on there? I don't see that on the picture. Oh, in the background. Okay. I was like, I didn't.
Scoreboard.
Yeah. Okay, I see that now, but I didn't read that because it wasn't in the type. So. Go ahead and read this one, Minnie. I think you'll appreciate this.
Craig broke more of a sweat with that accent than he did when he did 2.5 lunges on stream. Laugh out loud. Hopefully he'll never do lunges ever again.
I'm wearing my short shorts tonight too, so it'd have been a real show for everybody.
Oh, short pants, not short shorts. There's a big difference.
No, they're short shorts.
Oh no!
Let me just say, in honor of our Nebraska volleyball team, black shorts.
Oh my gosh, Greg, really?
Everybody. I mean, not really. Come on now, I'm not. No, nobody wants to see that. I'm
embarrassed for you. I'm so embarrassed for you.
That's fine. I don't have any shame, so I'm not embarrassed at all. Okay, what's next on the old docket?
Okay.
All right, so I've done my one impression, so I'm not going to read tonight's stream description.
No, you don't have to.
Okay, just checking.
That's just for those that actually read. Okay, here's the ranking comparison.
Thank you, Nebraska. Yes. Tell us more about the ranking comparison.
Statistical ranking comparison, Nebraska versus Rutgers. And it tells you kind of where we are in the Big Ten versus them.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things that jumps out to me, I would say, is rushing defense and rushing offense, because they will they can run the ball. We can kind of stop the run. This is going to be our toughest test against the run all season long, obviously. Third in the conference, 12th in the nation. They average 237.8 rushing yards per game. It's going to be a battle for the front seven without a doubt. I see a lot of rotations. Don't be surprised if you see Riley Van Poppel in quite a bit, because they're going to run north and south, and they are going to try to weaken our interior line. I mean, that's – and then at the same time, you look at our rushing offenses. We wish it would be better, clearly. I don't know. Our offense is, I guess the kids would call it mid. Would you say? You have daughters that are, like junior high school age, right? Are they using the words like mid? Yeah.
Yeah. Every other word is an abbreviated word, and it's a made up word.
Yeah. It's
so,
nuts.
yeah.
Kids got to stop. We got to stop letting kids make shit up.
The explanations don't even make sense.
No. Skibbity. That's right, Aaron Keene. Skibbity.
Skibbity. That word right there. I know that word very well.
What is skibbity? To me, that sounds like something that like Adam Sandler would have said in a movie 20 years ago.
Yeah, right. And then, I mean, there's just so many things that they say. It's like crazy. We've talked about this before. I don't get it. And I feel like I'm not that far removed. But
I don't know. I'm not going to remind you what age you turned earlier this week. Again, happy belated birthday now. But you're kind of more removed from it than you think.
In my mind, I'm not.
All right.
Okay.
In your heart.
In my heart, in my mind. There's no such thing.
Great one from Fred here. Someone at work said no cap, and I said, fuck you, I love Captain America. That's great. No, so red zone offense needs to improve. I mean, look, they have the number one red zone defense in the conference and the number 2 red zone defense in the nation. We're going to have to figure out how to finish drives, or we're not going to win the game. We can't have a great drive. I'm sorry. Do you want to leave points on the field, or do you want to get in the end zone?
Yes, that's what I want to do. I want to get in the end zone.
Okay. Then we have to find ways to finish drives. Now, maybe that's more big play and not, 22 guys in a condensed part of the field. Maybe we avoid the red zone, and maybe we just score from 30 yards out every time. I'm fine with it either way. As long as at the end of the game, Nebraska's point total is greater than Rutgers' point total, I'm happy. But this is going to be a telling. And, Adam Carricker, in one of his videos earlier this week, I believe it was Tuesday, because if I remember correctly, he was sick on Sunday. So on Tuesday, he said that the Rutgers game and the Indiana game are the 2 most important games in the reigning. Like, you have to come out of these at least, 500. Be great to win them both, but if you lose both of these next 2 games, then you're 4-3 going to Columbus, and you have again in no particular order. I believe it's Columbus or Ohio State, UCLA, USC, Wisconsin, and Iowa. You have to win at least one of these next 2 games. Hope you could win both of them. Having the bye week after Rutgers will help, but it's homecoming. Nebraska needs to get out there and defend the field, because this could be a long game.
Who said that?
Who said what? Now who's not listening? I said Adam Carricker in his.
Oh, Adam. Okay.
Adam Carricker in his Tuesday video said that Rutgers and Indiana are the 2 most important games on the remainder of the schedule.
Okay.
So,
all right. Yeah.
Again, you have to win at least one of them to set yourself up for a bowl game.
Okay.
So
Okay. So I'm just gonna go back up here to this comment that Aaron Keene made. Have they played anyone tougher than we have? That's a factor too.
that is a great question. Do you
You
know
wanna
the answer to
answer
that
that?
question? Because I do. They haven't their best game, or I guess I don't even know if best competition, because I don't really know how good Washington is. I know they were in the national championship last year, but look, they have played Howard. They've played Akron. Those were both big wins. And then they beat Virginia Tech by 3, and they beat Washington at home by 3. So that's a great question. I just don't know the quality of where Virginia Tech and honestly, even where Washington is. Let me pull that up real quick. I'd be able to tell you exactly what I think of Washington.
Well, Washington wasn't ranked.
No, Washington's
when they
3-2 overall, 1-1 in the conference. And Virginia Tech, I don't think this is not Virginia Tech's year, so I'm not too terrible.
It came down to a field goal. That's what they won by. So that tells you, that's why I am pretty confident about this game.
Yeah, Virginia Tech lost by 4 to top 10 Miami back in September. They have a decent win over Marshall and a 20-point win over Old Dominion. So I don't know. There's a chance that even that win is bloated a little bit. But here's the thing. If anything, I would say that maybe the national media sees exactly what Aaron's talking about and what you're kind of piggybacking on, because a 4-0 Rutgers team is not ranked coming into this game. So
that's a good question. David Matney just asked, who is the better team, Illinois or Rutgers?
I tell you what, they're both really well coached. And I think we'll have an answer to that question Saturday at about 6:30. Because I don't know. I just don't know. If Rutgers,
no, you go ahead.
I was going to say, if Rutgers comes into Memorial Stadium and runs all over us, and it's not very competitive, you almost have to give the edge to Rutgers. But if we take care of Rutgers the way that we certainly hope, then obviously it'd have to be Illinois. I always go by the transitive property, So I operate my sports the way I operate a lot of the old high school math classes via the transitive property. If Illinois beats us, but we beat Rutgers, then Illinois is better than Rutgers. So.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. You kind of can't wait and see, Greg.
Can't do. It's my damn show.
We are.
I'm sorry.
We're
it's
on
our damn
Thursday
show.
night. We're on a Thursday night prior to the game. You make these comparisons and you see, okay, this is what we have that is better. Okay. Is Rutgers better than Illinois? No, they're not. The only thing Rutgers has going for them is this guy. Oh yeah, guys, I came prepared. I've got pictures for us. I can't say his name. Kyle Mananga.
Are you just making that up? I feel like you're making that
yelling. Up. No, I feel like you have to yell it to say it right.
Let's see. From Roseland, New Jersey, Don Bosco Prep. Kyle, we'll go with I'll even say Manangai. I don't know, making that up.
Manangai. That's it. That is it. Sure. That's how you say it.
5'9", 209 pounds. He's a senior. And let's see what his season's looking like. So far this season, 97 attempts for 589 yards, 6 touchdowns, and just over 6 yards per play rushing. He's got a few receptions and 8 yards receiving. But, for his career, he has over 2,500 career rushing yards, and he'll probably get over 3,000 by the end of the season. So,
yeah. He decided, rather than going to the NFL draft last year, he decided to come back and play one more year because he thought that there was something special being built there in New Jersey and that he could contribute. And he certainly has. I mean, he is fun to watch.
that is a tale
Just
as
not
old as
against
time.
us.
That's the Ty Robinson story right there, Minnie.
Oh, it is. It truly is. How many
Or the
guys
Isaac
do we
Gifford.
have on our team?
They have quite a
Good
few.
point, Greg. How many guys do we have on our team that did that? That have that heart, right? That Rule was talking about in halftime at Purdue. No, this was before the game. You guys could have gone anywhere, and your minds told you not to, your friends told you not to, but your heart told you something different. Good night.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I wanted to success in life with Mike to know we say goodnight.
How do you not want to interrupt me? You do that on a regular basis. Okay.
You know what?
I'll remove that.
I try not to, honestly.
You do. All right. So, yeah, that is the question. Can we contain him? Because he is probably he is the deadliest weapon that they have.
And yeah, great. I mean, I'm gonna put this back up here again.
Okay.
I look at passing. The passing fight. I'm very confident in how we will defend the passing. But yeah, the rushing is now at the same time. I would say at this point we're better than Washington. We're probably better than Virginia Tech. So maybe we have the beef up front to be able to stop Kyle Monangai. So
yeah. Well, did you already go over my notes that I wrote? Defensively?
The format, you mean?
Section A, part
8A. Yes. We talked about a few of the stats. I think I gave different stats. But yeah, the Knights allow just over 16 points per game and 352.3 yards per game. They have a defenseman by the name of, thank you for leaving this one to me, Dariel Jabome, who leads the Rutgers defense with a team-high 36 tackles, followed by Desmond Igbonason with 22 stops. Rutgers has total 14 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 3 interceptions through 4 games this season. And I'll be honest with you, I'm more concerned about their quarterback because Athan Kaliakmanis is not unfamiliar to Nebraska fans because of his time in Minnesota. So I am, dare I say, a little more concerned about, and he's a bit more of a mobile quarterback. We struggled against him in the past. I think it was at Minnesota last year when they beat us in the first game of the season. I believe he was their starting quarterback. I may be wrong on that. Someone smarter than me.
You are right. No, you are right. And his name is Athan.
Fine, whatever. Athan. I don't care. He's the enemy. How much respect do I have to give to the enemy, Minnie?
At least you can say his last name. That is the hardest last name.
No, I read 2 other ones before that were more difficult than Kaliakmanis.
It's true.
Great Scott.
Yeah, they do have some weird last names that are hard to pronounce. I bet they don't have that little ear thing on their their Rutgers roster football thing. Like,
Oh no, they absolutely do. That's
do.
how I was able to confirm Kyle Monungai's pronunciation, because they have a pronunciation guide right there on the website.
Do they really?
Yep.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised anyone would want to know. They don't have any fans. Their
That's
fans
true.
are like coming out of hiding. Like, what do they need that ear for?
Minnie, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
We are on section 8, subsection B, and we have section 9 and predictions. Should I get a third beer?
Are you out?
Yeah, my 2 are empty.
David Matney says that is a good idea.
All right. I'll be right back.
Okay, bye.
I'm gonna
Get a
stand.
beer, Greg.
I'm gonna stand up in a way
Tonight,
that doesn't
Husker.
show my black shorts.
Wait, I want to see. Let's see. Wait, this is
All
gonna
right.
be interesting.
I just want to warn you. There's no Jamal Banks going on here.
Wait. Everyone wants you to get another beer.
Don't gotta tell me twice.
Let's just. Oh my God.
What am I doing with my world? What is going on in this day?
Short shorts, guys. There they are.
Yeah, black shorts.
That is so weird. It just kind of left. Oh my gosh. Hey, can you? Oh, he can't hear. Greg. He can't hear. Get 2, Greg.
This is my last cold one. Actually, I do have a Killian's Irish Red in there. That, depending on how long the show goes, I might have to get that one too. So, you're welcome, Fred. You're welcome.
Oh, Joe. Okay. You take on the rest of this, and then I'm gonna get Joe's other graphic that he sent, because that was one of my favorites. I'm gonna put that up real quick.
Okay. So back to the game. They have a kicker we've already talked about, Jai Patel, who has attempted only 4 field goals this season, but he is 50% on those. Now, we talk about our own kicker, John Hull, who Matt Rule has a lot of confidence in. If you caught his presser earlier today, you said he's a great kicker. He's going to continue to be a great kicker, grow, and continue to excel. He has a lot of confidence, a lot of support. Does Matt Rule have for John Hull? So if we can get that kicking game squared away, and maybe it's just a little bit of being at home. I don't know. But let's see if we can't get that kicking game going. Let's see. What the hell? Keen, come on now. Mahachto. Gross.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh.
Get a mini fridge to sit beside you. Oh, usually I have my little cooler, but since I'm at the kitchen table and the fridge is right there, I just thought we'll just, I need the exercise. I need to get up once in a while. So, yeah, no way. So things that are crucial heading into Saturday's contest, we all know it. Matt Rule certainly knows it. Number one is we have to cut down on penalties, and he is not concerned about even the holding penalties or the pass interferences, but what he is concerned about are pre-snap penalties, procedural penalties, and as he was kind enough to admit and joke about, sideline penalties. So those are the number one problem. Nebraska, out of 134 FBS teams, Nebraska is 124th. Rutgers is 11th. So Greg Schiano has his squad playing at a bit more disciplined level. The other thing is that we have to sack the quarterback. Nebraska has 17 sacks this year. Rutgers only has 4. So we have to get to Callie McManus to the best of our ability. Again, he's a mobile quarterback. He does tend to extend plays. So yeah, we need to contain.
Okay. Oh gosh, why do I keep clicking on the wrong things? I found the photos. They're so good. I think everyone's going to appreciate these so much. Why aren't they coming through? Well, okay. I have no idea why it's not coming through. It's the one that
Do you need
Joe
assistance?
Laleka sent.
Do you need assistance?
Yeah. Can you do
All
it?
right.
After all that time that I took, I can't even pull it up. It's really funny. Okay. Well, should we go through some of the starred comments at this point? Is that okay?
That'd be a great idea. Couldn't have said it better myself.
I won't go through the scores yet because we're not there yet. But okay. So Pit Snipe Husker says, I can change my handle again as of today. Please do. That is a must. And he's thinking that he should rename himself Maxie Hunt or Greg's Regret.
I'll be honest with you. I'm honored just to be considered. You do.
I vote for Greg's Regret.
I can only say you do whatever you feel is right in your 5 heart.
And then I only caught the end of this conversation in chat. But Fred Sacco says, Aaron Keene, we may need a name and bowling shirts. I don't know what they're needing a name and bowling shorts for, but Aaron Keene says, Fred Sacco, agreed. But let's not rely on John for the shirts.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh my gosh. Tell you. Okay.
This is a great. Fred just says, serious late comment. If Minnie and David ever renew their vows, they need to say, if we do, we do. That's awesome. That's awesome, Fred.
That is really good.
All right, so here is the image. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, that is the one I'm talking about. And let's do it like this. Okay. So this is the after we beat Purdue image that Joe Lalekis did. And Dylan Raiola is the conductor.
Is it? Or is that Patrick Mahomes? I can't tell.
Well, no, you can tell because of the sweatband across his forehead.
Of course. And what is that?
That's why I ordered them.
And who is that adorning the front of the locomotive?
Yeah, he has me as the hood ornament, so I'm kind of honored at this point because we beat Purdue.
I can never remember what it's called. It's the ship, the figurehead of a ship. That's what you are. You're the figurehead of the Cornhusker Express there.
Yeah, that's funny.
So
hood ornament. Very fun. I love that. That was good.
Thank you, Joe. Hey, we take all kinds of content, comments, questions, things like that, and usually just drop them to me in an email, hooch3600@gmail.com. You know who's not been here tonight?
Justin Raji.
Justin Raji.
Rostovsky.
Yeah, Rostovsky. He's working.
I don't know. Maybe they found somebody better.
Come on. Who better than us?
Not likely. Not likely this late on a Thursday night.
That's right. We haven't even cracked the 2-hour mark yet, folks.
You go trolling on a Thursday night. There's not very many options.
All right. So the last must for Nebraska is that our defense must continue to contain the run. We talked already about Kyle Monangai. Nebraska is only giving up 2.8 yards per carry so far this year. We need to maintain that and corral this rushing attack from the Scarlet Knights. So
yes, we do. I lost my notes, so I don't know where they are.
That makes sense because Fred says it's been wild tonight. I struggled to keep up. So
okay.
I'm gonna go through some of these starred comments here. Carl said Greg with a mullet priceless. Nope, it can't be bought. Can never happen.
Hey Joe, that's my next request. Joe with a blonde mullet.
You mean Greg with the blonde mullet?
Or Greg with a blonde mullet. I meant
there are and Joe, there are plenty of wrestlers from the 1980s with mullets. So just what you gonna do, brother, when mullet mania runs wild on you? Somebody asked about Bly Hill earlier, where he's at, and TSD says he's behind Ceyair Wright. Ceyair Wright balled out against Purdue. I'm excited for him. If Tommy Hill is, if Tommy Hill needs a spell, that plantar fasciitis is a pain in the rear. I mean, technically, I guess it's a pain in the foot. But if he needs a spell, I'm very confident in Ceyair Wright's ability to step in with little to no drop off there. So, Greg Stimple is here from Facebook, says, hopefully we have better officials that can get it right. If there is one thing that we have learned so far this year is that finding better officials, it's like finding water in the desert. Just good luck. Yeah. But I also saw this, and I'm going to find this real quick. Speaking of, let's see here. Where is it? I have so many starred comments. Minnie, what did you do? Yes, Greg says, speaking of all the Gregs that we've talked about earlier in the show, Greg says, I'll be at the game. Going to be fire. Going to be hot. Because it's supposed to be hot. It's supposed to be in the 90s on Saturday. So, All right. Carl says, over or under, Huskers missed 2 field goals.
That's what I'm talking about. The negative Nelly. I don't want to put that kind of energy out there.
That sounds like something that a hippie would say. Like, do you have crystals? Are you going to go meditate before your crystals before bed? I don't want to put that.
I don't think
energy out in the
anyone.
world.
I mean, let me just say this. I don't think anyone wants to hear about my personal life and what I do when I'm not stalking other Husker players. But
Well, at least you admit
last
it now.
Friday, I have a friend who owns one of these stores, and it has like all the crystals, and it has like all the those bowls that Buddha, I forget what they're called. And yes, it's all that, the energy and all that. And he asked me to come over and help him because he just moved into a new location, help him with some space planning and things like that, which is actually really challenging when you're dealing with healing energy. You have to look at it from a totally different perspective. So where crystals need to be and things like that. It's very, yes, Tibetan singing bowls. That's what they were. How does Fred know?
I don't know, but living
And
in Omaha,
essential
David Matney.
oils?
the official realtor of the Five Heart Podcast. We need our field goal essential oils. Aaron, I have no idea. Is it one of those stores that like you walk past it in the mall, it smells like incense?
It didn't smell like incense, no. But they have like all these like healing teas and candles and just like it's just different. That's all I'm gonna say. Essential oils for sure. Yeah.
Fred says our former HC has some essential oils.
Mm.
They were water based, what I understand. Let's see. One of the starred comments says, well, we were talking about the field goal situation, and I had it here. I'm jumping between tabs, so I apologize. Kaylee Bartle says, if we try one and miss, that's it for our field goal attempts. I
agree.
Disagree. So
I totally agree. Yep, she's right.
Let's see. Brandon.
Listen to this contradiction. Now I hope we win on a game-winning field goal.
Better be the first and only field goal we kick. You know what I'm saying, Kaylee?
Wow. She's a walking contradiction.
No, that's a song by Green Day. But anyway, Brandon Stiver says, I think a lot of Husker fans are unreasonably afraid of Rutgers. If we defend the run like we did versus Illinois, it could make me nervous, but I think we won't have a problem getting out in front early. So there's some, there, you know what? We'll just say it. There's something positive for you to take away, Minnie.
Yes. And Greg Stimple wants to know who the field goal kicker is. He's a guy named John Hole.
From Lincoln, Nebraska.
He literally went like 100% for all of his field goals kicked his senior year. So, take it for what it's worth. Hopefully Roll is saying that it is the long snapper. And if you have not been here before, Greg Stimple, we have discussed this a lot in previous shows, where we talk about how the long snapper has changed. We had a long snapper who nobody even thought about, who obviously was great because nobody ever even gave him any attention. He graduated. Now we have a new long snapper who's been there the whole time, but he literally just played in his first game 4 games ago. So that's the conundrum that we are in right now. It's more of a long snapper situation.
Ooh, this is a good one. BFOTS, Josh Hansen says, hey, Greg, post our record against Rutgers all time. Minnie, don't look. Don't Greggle. What is our all-time record against Rutgers football?
I mean, can you tell me how many games we've played?
Nope.
Well, I think we started playing them in the early 1900s, like 1920 something is when they started. So let's just say we beat them, I don't know, 50 times. And they have lost, and we lost maybe 7 times. And back then used to do ties. So maybe 2 ties. I don't know.
Aaron Keene tells you to consult the crystals.
I don't have crystals.
Our first game against Rutgers was October 25th, 2014. And just calm down. The most recent was October 7th, 2022. We are 6-0 against them.
Are you sure?
According to Asbury Park Press and Rutgers University Athletics website.
That's odd. Okay.
Well, Rutgers, the university website says 5-0. But
so nobody really knows.
No, I'm gonna go by the Rutgers website. They say 2014, 15, 17, 20, and 22. So we're 5-0 against them.
Oh, so I was way off with my
A little bit.
storytelling.
A little bit.
Hey, you gotta try things out.
I'm gonna rip through some more of these comments. Let's see. Fred says, yes, Greg, only took you a year to finally low-key insult Minnie. I don't even remember. Excuse me, I don't even remember what I said, but
Oh, I do.
okay, what'd I say?
I'll never forget it. Oh, don't worry. I'll tell you later.
Oh, you can say it in front of everybody.
They already heard it.
Okay, you remind me later. Sorry. All right, let's see here. Highlander Gun, in response to Fred Sacco, says, step 15, decided to turn my life over to the John Dam Johnston. Yep. And it was the best decision I ever made. Because look at me now. I'm looking like I'm having so much fun. Definitely don't feel like I'm a hostage. I was waiting for you to say something. BFOTS Josh Hansen says, this chasing 3 this week, most fired up I've seen Tony White. Dude's scary, and I want to smash everyone if I was on that sideline.
Yeah, he's awesome. He does get fired up. He's so even-keeled when he's like giving his press conferences. You can't imagine him. He's like, yeah, coach says this, and you know, he's a dude. He's a baller, and yeah, you know. But when it comes to game time, whoa, it's on. Like Marcus Satterfield, not so much. Not so much of that like intensity. I mean, he just takes his like kind of like I am, you know, my yelling goes almost like this is my normal voice to this is my yelling voice. There's not, oh, that's Marcus Satterfield. Tony White, different.
I also don't know. I appreciate Satterfield's approach. I feel like as a defensive coordinator, you maybe have to have a little bit of that extra juice. But offensive coordinators, I don't think that approach is as necessary because it's a different mindset. So I'll say, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Hard Podcast, says, I am worn out over we had a great week of practice. Yeah, we heard that quite a bit in the last era or the last administration, for lack of a better term. But I don't think that's, maybe it comes across to some people as that, you know, but when Matt Rule is saying we're making the field goals in practice, we just have to make them in a game. I think that's different than we had a great week of practice and then we're shitting the bed on Saturday. So that's just me. Mm-hmm. Joe Laleka says, are we contractually required to promote John Dam Johnston's books? Contractually, no. But when you have a friend who's put something out, created something, and put it out in the world, don't you want to do what you can to get more eyes and ears on it, get it in the hands of more people? That's all I do. Like I'm not getting 1% of proceeds. I just do it because John's our friend, and he's got a remarkable story to tell. And I'll never not share the fact that he's been dead, but he's never been to Europe. Until one day he goes to Europe. That'll be a new book altogether. But he does. I think I've joked with him in the past. They're talking about it. No desire. I don't think he's got the temperament for it. Cross-Atlantic flight or transatlantic flight, I suppose. So.
Yeah, I don't think he would travel well. He's definitely not somebody who travels well. You'd have to sedate him.
In talking about the episode 100 compilation that you put together, Minnie, Aaron Keene says, I watched it and then shuddered thinking of how much John-related footage, Minnie, you had to watch to get that compilation made. It was a lot.
It was a lot. Yeah.
So, let's see. Jason says, so are y'all going to start covering the things I write on truck stop bathroom walls? It's an art. I mean, if you put a catchy limerick up there and send a picture to me at hooch3600@gmail.com, I'll put it on the show. Make it a catchy limerick, like there once was a man from Nantucket.
Please make it. but also please make it football related. Please. For me, please.
Yeah, you don't have to make it football related for me. I'm the fun parent over here. So,
No, he's not.
Braska Rascal says Greg needs to stop washing your wig in the clothes washer, Minnie.
Guys, I do not wear a wig, although I wish I did.
The headband, the
wish-
Nebraska headband is really going to do a great job of covering up the seam now. So that's probably
Yeah.
where she got it.
Yeah, you're going to start too? Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I'll say this, as far as laundry in my house, and we've talked, I've started doing all the reds by themselves because that was a topic, a few months ago. So I put all the reds aside, but I'm the only one who looks at like the care instructions. And so if it says hand wash only, I'm not putting it in the machine because I care.
Good for you. Good for you.
All right. So Tiger Shark Diver doubles down, says Emma Johnson, 18 carries, and then follows up and says Emma Johnson, 18 carries over under. I'll be honest with you, this week probably under. But I think as the season goes on, we'll see that number rise. I still think that Dante Dowdell is going to get, 12 to 15 carries. Emma Johnson will probably get 10 to 13. Ramir Johnson will probably have 7, 8. If we have an opportunity for Gabe Irvin to punch one in from 1 or 2 yards out, I could see that. But I still think that Dante Dowdell is going to get the majority of the carries. I may be wrong, but that's how I foresee this weekend going.
So you think that he's going to have less than 18 carries?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to write because we're going more in depth on predictions. So we're going to write this down. However, what I've noticed is there's no like, you don't say, okay, Minnie, you're writing the scores down, but you don't say, all right, Dave and Matney too. I write the stuff down. You don't say, like, if anyone was right the next game.
You're right.
Oh, Melissa's taking under too. Gosh. All right.
Because here's the thing, when you have the running back room that we have and you're still trying to keep legs, guys fresh and keep, legs fresh, then you're not going to overload one guy with carries. So Carl's under as well. So yeah, again, I agree. Husker Chuck, nobody's going to get 18 carries. Highlander Gun says under. If he has an off day, he won't get anywhere near 18. If he's killing it, he won't get near 18. I agree, Fred. Right. I do want us to let a running back get a hot hand and keep him in. Last week, we were pulling RBs like Camp Kenosha. I have to sneeze again. I apologize, everybody.
When were they willing to put Carter at running back? Do you remember this?
Yeah, he was the one who tried to dive over the pile.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That was good.
But yeah, Kaylee says it's clearly under.
That was the fun thing. All right, everybody. Jeez, I feel like we've accomplished nothing tonight. No optimism in sight for these Husker fans.
Bless you, too. It was a sneeze. I don't try to be cool. What's the point?
All right.
I don't try. So, all right. So let's keep looking. We got some more starred comments here. And then now's a great time for your score predictions for this week. And by the way, I think that y'all are going to be pretty intrigued when we get to our preseason score predictions. But Carl Penn says, I think the Rutgers game is going to be very close. We can't make field goals. We can't block. Rutgers Rutgers run defense is shaky at best, and their quarterback doesn't strike fear in anyone. And I know Matt Rule made the point. He says, like, nobody in the country's blocked field goals like Rutgers. So that needs to be shored up. So let's see. BFOTS Josh says, you guys sound so old. Thank you. James Boardman says, Washington put up over 500 yards of offense. They should just shot themselves in the foot. Tony.
Wait. How do you let that just roll off your back like that?
Because it's 10 after 11.
All right.
That's how. We're into the lightning round of comments, Minnie. Do you think we're going to put up 500 yards of offense against Rutgers?
And he's old.
Yeah.
Perfect timing, Husker Chuck. Thank you so much. All right.
All right. Tony says, I won't make any score prediction, but I think we win and cover.
Okay. So it's like what? Plus or minus 8? 7? I mean.
You would ask me that question right now, wouldn't you? Husker. That's not how you spell Huskers at all. Greggling at the moment.
How many times? We should keep track. Maybe that should be our over-under. How many times is Greg gonna greggle per show? Over-under.
Thanks. Let's see. That didn't tell me a whole hell of. What?
All right.
No. So as of 8:47 p.m. Eastern, so a couple of hours ago, Nebraska is 6.5-point favorite. But predictions are taking Rutgers 29 to Nebraska's 19. Betting insights say based on the spread and the over-under is 40.5. Based on the spread and over-under, the implied score for the tilt is Cornhuskers 24, Scarlet Knights 17. Cornhuskers have a 72.8% chance to collect the win in this meeting. The Scarlet Knights have 31.9. That's how math works. Rutgers has Covered in its only game with a spread this year. So I don't understand betting. So I'm not the best person to ask. Nebraska versus Rutgers prediction. The pick ATS says Rutgers plus 6.5. The over-under was over. So anyway, I don't understand all that stuff. So I apologize. Not the best helper on that because I don't gamble. I just don't do it. TSD says Jacorey Barney has 80 yards. That's a nice bold prediction for the week. I don't hate it. Carl Pence says, Minnie, please give us a tour and show your Husker memorabilia. GBR. Maybe we can do that next week. Next week is the bye week.
Okay.
So we'll plan on that.
Guys, make sure you're here next week, even if we are having a bye week, because we all want to see what Greg's new desk looks like. Did you get a chair too?
I did.
Maybe hopefully it won't have any missing instructions or screws.
No, the chair's already put together. I put that together on Sunday. That was easy.
Okay.
Let's see. Highlander Gun says nobody has 80 yards. That's just ridiculous. Well, that's not true because I believe in the Illinois game, both Jamal Banks and Isaiah Nayor each were 90 and I think 94, 96 yards receiving. So, Fred, don't say that. Just because I'm building the thing doesn't mean it's going to collapse at the end of the show.
We're worried because you're missing step 14.
But I'm going to get those pieces within 2 to 3 business days.
But how are you going to know what to do with them? It's not in the instructions.
I still have the instructions.
None of this missing step 14.
No. Like I have the page that has the instructions. I just don't have the hardware to put into the assembly.
Okay, Greg, I can't laugh about this anymore. I'm gonna pee my pants. This is just.
This is quite the show. This is quite the moment in podcasting. New headline: Woman says she may pee pants. Story at 11.
This is only because I know what a struggle that is for you to have a missing step.
I'm going to be just fine. Thank you. I'm not in Cary, Indiana. That is Haas's least favorite town of all. All right. Let's see here.
Rude.
Living in Omaha,
Rude.
David Matney says, many, in all fairness, as a fan base, we have had 20 plus years of disappointment.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm looking at all the scores. 7.5 point favorite is what Melissa says. Let's see. All right. I'm going to start getting to some of these predictions. Minnie, if I miss any, please highlight them from the live comments. Early on, 9:08. Melissa just couldn't wait. She had to be first with the score prediction. She says 31-17 Huskers.
Okay.
Are you writing all these down?
Yeah, because
that's the difference. You write them down to be able to know who's right and wrong, and I don't. I have been unabashedly okay with saying as soon as I hit stop, end stream, stop recording, whatever it is, I have forgotten 95% of what just took place on the show.
Well, that's your fault.
I'm not saying I've had a concussion in my past, but I'm pretty sure I've had a concussion in my past. So.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Success in life with Mike says Nebraska 35-14 over Rutgers. They won't stop our offense, and we will stop Rutgers most of the time. No field goals for the love of kicking. Our rush defense will slow them down, and they won't slow at all. Mike's going to be a lot of fun around here. That's a level of optimism that we really haven't had in a while. Carl Pent says 24-23 Husker dub. We go for 2 at the end instead of playing for OT.
Absolutely. He's probably right.
Also,
but I don't think it'll be that close.
Also scares the crap out of me. Let's see. James Boardman says Huskers win 28-17. Have a good show. I guess he checked out early. Thanks, James. BFOTS Josh Hansen says, I always say 35-17. I'm going to say 28-10. LOL. We have had 2 games this season end 28-10. Now, that comment prompted, where we go here? I saw it. Yes. Aaron King says, damn, Hansen, have you abandoned 35-17? So, because Josh had said, let's just win all the rest of them 28-10. It's worked so far. So,
I agree. And I actually don't mind that score at all.
Well, you just wait because there's some receipts over on my end of the stream. So, Husker Chuck says Huskers 24, Scarlet Knights 16. I'm going slow to allow you to write.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Joe Lalakis, our art specialist, says 31-21 Huskers.
Okay.
Highlander Gun says 27-13 Nebraska.
Okay.
Jason Pitsnipe Husker Reeves says 34-21 Huskers. Stole that pick from someone in Chasing 3 chat last night.
Okay.
TSD says, Minnie, are you left-handed?
No.
Okay. And also, your lips move when you write.
That's weird. At least I don't stick my tongue out. There's some people who do this. I know. It's so weird. Okay. Aaron Keene.
All right. Let's see. Fred says 27-17 Nebraska. We get 27 because we fuck up an extra point.
man, I don't know. Okay.
Fred says, Minnie, drink a glass of water when Greg talks next. Don't know.
Because you do everything else when I'm talking. Okay.
That's fine. Londell says 17-14 Rutgers. Wind will play a big part. Special teams will choke, and John will be doing a video from the bathroom.
Wind is supposed to be like 13 miles per hour. It's going to be really gusty that day.
Vince Watson says 42-17 Cornhuskers in a statement game.
Whoa. I love that. But I just read Kaylee Bartle's comment. It's horrible. It's the worst comment I've ever read.
Oh, it's going to get better. Buckle up.
Okay.
Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says 27-24, we miss a PAT.
Wait, does he have us losing?
No. He has us missing a PAT.
Which would be us 24 and them 27.
No, it'd be 28-24 otherwise. PAT is worth 1 point. It's the
right.
point after touchdown.
Oh, yes. Okay, sorry. What was I thinking? Okay.
I'm not sure you were at that point.
Same time. I wasn't. I was writing. Okay. I can do one thing really well at a time. That's it.
Husker Bob says 44-23 will be windy, so only short field goals. Oh, Husker Bob, you and your optimism. Let's see. TSD says 28-13. I'm assuming Nebraska.
I have him on there already.
Aaron Keene says going with an arbitrary 22-6 Nebraska.
22-6. Wow. I like
it. You already touched on Kaylee Bartles, maybe Bartels, I'm not sure. My heart is with the Huskers, and I know everyone might hate this, but if I were putting money on it and I'm going 27-21 to the other guys, I'll be happy if I'm wrong.
Okay.
We'll get there, living in Omaha, David Matney. And she dozed down. I'm so sorry. Again, I hope I'm wrong.
At least she apologized.
So
her heart is in the right place, and so that's all that matters. She hopes she's wrong, and I hope she's wrong.
This is gonna be so much fun right now. All right, let's recap the predictions that we have, at least in the podcast world, for you, John, myself, Jake, and Haas. We'll start with John. John just said at the beginning of the year, Nebraska wins. Jake said, or at the beginning of the year, before the UTEP game, he did not make any changes.
No, we're not doing this.
What do you mean?
Because I know what I said.
Yeah, it's time.
Oh.
It's time to face that music and pay that particular piper. Jake said it did not make any changes. Nope, don't. Stop it. Stop. Mm-hmm.
This is horrible.
And you said that live. It's still out there. So Jake said at the beginning, no changes, 2017 Nebraska. Haas said at the beginning, no changes, 24-20 Nebraska. I said from the beginning, win. Of course, this past Sunday night, I did put a score down because of our inability for field goals. I said 28-24 Nebraska. Minnie, at the beginning of the season, before that UTEP game, had this one as a loss.
Because I knew I felt we would lose one of these. trio of games prior to Ohio State. I know, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put it out there into the Husker world. I am so sorry. I failed everyone. Yeah, I know. This is horrible.
Now, that was 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
Hard to believe.
I've changed my ways. I've changed my ways.
Kaylee says, now who's the bad guy?
Ouch. Ouch, Kaylee. Whew. She's right, though. She's right.
All right. You can make amends. You can change the tide. Would you like to change the outcome of your prediction?
I would. You know, I think that given what our defense has done thus far, no, we're not doomed. We're not doomed. I promise.
Kaylee's back.
No.
Kaylee's been reinstated. She's safe.
Poor Kaylee. I'm sorry, Kaylee, I ever said anything.
This is why I keep this sheet that you can't see, and now you can't see me.
That was so weird. How did that happen?
Because it's the virtual background.
Okay.
Apparently, it's a virtual foreground too.
Based off of all your guys' predictions and Melissa's specifically, going with Melissa's offense and Joe's offense scoring 31. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll get another pick 6. So Nebraska 31 and Rutgers 10.
Okay. All right.
Let me write this
How
down.
did I do that? It's just this simple. TSD watch. Look, the best part of everybody's night comes right here. I've officially disappeared.
Okay, that is a superpower.
Greg has left the building.
That is invisibility. That is a superpower that our Highlander wishes he had.
Jason says, Minnie, we're going to need some Da Vinci Code level repentance.
No, not after you tell me I look like I'm wearing a wig. You get
I didn't
nothing.
say that. I didn't say that.
Oh, him.
Not Jubilee. If anything, I'm maybe Nightcrawler. I just want the ability to teleport. I don't want to drive anymore. I just want to bamf to the movie theater whenever I want to. Moving on.
Okay, this is the wrong show.
All right. Okay. I'm staying with my 28-24. I don't feel like I need to make that change. And Minnie, if we play our cards right, we might get out of here just before the 2.5 hour mark.
Go ahead.
Okay.
What's your
I guess.
prediction? What?
Wait, look who decided to join us at the 11th hour. At the 11th hour. Rostowski.
Finally.
All right. No, my prediction.
Rostowski, I know you don't. Wait, Rostowski, I know you don't give predictions, but just do this for us. Over, under for Emmett Johnson, 18 carries. Just want to see where you are.
And also, I told you my prediction twice. Did you miss it?
Yeah.
28-24 Nebraska, because we're not going to attempt field goals. And Rostowski says under. We have too many legs in the running back room for anybody to be a horse. Andy Horace says 41-13. Refs finally let us score in the first quarter.
Randy, my man. How's it going? Okay, 41-13.
And Fred says, you missed it, Rostovsky. Minnie went heel. She even punched a baby in a Husker hat. Yeah. As a little reminder, Aaron, if you're just joining us, and I know you are, at the beginning of the season, she had picked this as a loss for Nebraska. So she's repented somewhat. She has changed her tune, but Kaylee gets like a free pass
Forever.
For at least for next week. So, all right, well, we have clearly missed our 2 hour and 30-minute mark, and that's okay because I enjoy spending all this wonderful time with all of you. This is one of the best parts of my week, each and every week. So for all of you who turn out, enough of you tune out probably, but for all of you who turn out on Thursdays at 9 o'clock for the 5 Heart Podcast, just know you have my sincere gratitude and appreciation. This is, I someday I'll put into words properly, what you all mean to me. I don't know. It might be in a video will when I'm long gone or something like that. Like I leave my broken desk to Fred Sacco, kiss my ass, or something like that. I don't know. But truly,
Who gets your boob light? Who would get your boob light?
So the best part about that is I have multiple. So somebody can have a set of 2 if they want. We make that happen. You know what? I honestly think what we should do is we should auction those off for charity.
For NIL.
Yeah, there you go. We'll auction them off for NIL. Greg's boob lights help get a 2-star to Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
But in all honesty, this is a tremendous community that has come around this show. I appreciate all of you. Whether you are like Aaron Rostovsky and you show up in the last 3 minutes, or Josh, who a lot of times recently shows up in the last 10, 15 minutes, or you're the first one in the comments as soon as they reset at midnight, whatever it is. Just know that you all have my 5 heart, and I appreciate you all so much. And that's just for me. I can't speak for Minnie on that, but I know, based on our conversation, I know she's truly appreciative of her time here. And look, at this point, she's doing the lion's share of the work. So make sure if you really enjoy the show, make sure that you tip your cap to Minnie Hunt because she makes the show go.
Or just like the video if you're leaning that way.
Yeah. If you're leaning that way, like the video or subscribe, whatever. Anyway, all that aside, thank you all so much. We'll do it again next week. I will not be watching this game live because I'll be at a Cub Scout camp with my son. So I'll be watching it sometime Sunday. I'll probably still be live tweeting about it or live Xing about it, whatever, Sunday afternoon. So join the conversation over there at the number 5 Heart Podcast on X. But hey, for my good friend and co-host Minnie Hunt, co-executive producer of this show, I'm Greg Mahachko. This is the 5 Heart Podcast, and we really do remind you each and every week that 5 Heart is all the heart you need. Minnie?
Go Big Red.
Go Big Red indeed.